Matthew chapter 13, verse number 5. It sprang up quickly. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and withered because they had no root. They had no root. They had no root. Just write this down. I don't really want to preach it to you, but for your consideration and meditation later on, you can preach it to yourself. But I just want you to write this down for later on. Whatever you fail to commit to in your life will wither and die. Whatever you fail to commit to in life will wither and die. If it is withered, check the roots. If it's withering, if it's not bearing fruit and withering, check the roots. Check your level of commitment to it. Because if you are not committed to it, it will not bear fruit. If whatever area of your life you're not committed to will not flourish. When the disciples asked for the parable's meaning, Jesus said of the same, the one who received the seed that fell on rocky places is the man who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since he has no root, he lasts only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, he quickly falls away. Jesus said the problem is they have no root. There is no root. They don't have any staying power. They have no stamina and strength to hold their ground. They have no root. And so right there at the end, he says, when trouble or persecution comes because of the word, he quickly falls away. But the issue is not about the trouble as much as it is about the root. I want to say that again. The issue is not about the trouble as much as it is about the root. If the roots were healthy, the plant could survive the trouble. If the roots were healthy, the plant would have the strength and stamina to flourish and grow and bear fruit despite of the trouble. And you see, now this is really good for marriage. Because some of you in your marriage, you're trying to solve all of your trouble and trying to figure out all of your problems. But sometimes the issue is not the trouble, is not the trouble. The trouble is at the roots. Because if the roots were healthy, the trouble would not be an issue. When many couples, they come for counseling, they go, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this, and they got 20 things wrong. Problems. And I say, okay. There's something deeper. Even if you solve all those issues, it doesn't mean your relationship is going to thrive. But the reason they do not last is because the level of their trouble is greater than the level of their committedness. The issue is with the level, hear me now, the issue is with the level of their commitment. In the parable, Jesus said it sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. Because the soil was shallow, so the roots could not go deep enough into the soil. Jesus said the issue is with shallow commitments. Shallow commitments. The commitment level is too shallow, and the commitment level could not sustain the level of growth. Are you following what I'm saying? It came up to an extent, but pretty soon the level of growth exceeded the level of its committedness, so it could not last. But the thing is here, it started off so well. It started well. It started good. Jesus said they received it with joy. They received it with joy. It was a good beginning. They received it so well. But the thing is, and that's the thing with this generation, is that we know how to receive. We know how to receive. We are good receivers. We are eager to receive. We are hungry to receive. We are the consumer's generation. The receiving generation. We go to the television to receive. We don't live life, we observe life. We go to the television to receive. We go to the internet to receive. We go to work to receive. We go home to receive. We get married to receive. We go to church to receive. And we receive, and we receive, and we receive, and we go to conferences to receive. We go to church to receive. We listen to tapes to receive. We read books to receive, and receive, and receive, and receive. But somehow, for all the receiving, our lives are not bearing fruit. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Are you? The issue with the ground was not that it was not receiving, it was receiving good. But the issue is the commitment level was too shallow. And we receive. But you have to understand that life is not just in the receiving end of things. Are you following what I'm saying? Some of you see, even when he breathed into Adam, it was not enough that he breathed. Life didn't begin when he just breathed into Adam. Life began when Adam exhaled back to God. Are you following what I'm saying? Some of us, we're receiving. And we are suffocating. Not because we're not taking anything in, but we're not giving anything out. Are you following what I'm saying? Years ago, when I was a child, I remember one day I was sucking on a piece of ice. Parents, don't let your kids suck on ice. It's not a good idea. But I was sucking on a piece of ice, and somehow, I don't know, I forgot something, I'm not going to go into that, but something got me afraid. And so when I exhaled in, I sucked that piece of ice into my throat, and it got lodged right here. And all of a sudden, I had air in, but the problem, I could not get the air out. And I realized you can suffocate just as well as a lack of air, as well as a lack of the ability to exhale out. And it was the most painful experience because my chest was already expanded out, but I couldn't get the air out. And praise God, it melted enough so I swallowed. And I was very grateful. But for all of we're receiving, things are not bearing fruit. Things are withering. Not because we didn't receive enough, but because we were not committed deep enough. You have received, but are you committed? And see, this is the most gifted generation. We have received things no other generation before us has received. Opportunities. We are the most gifted generation. There has never risen a generation that is as gifted as this generation, and yet it is also the most uncommitted generation at the same time. The most uncommitted. Commitment has almost become a foreign word to this generation. We don't commit to anything or anybody. Our commitment levels are shallow. We have no staying power towards anything. Are you following what I'm saying to you? It's a commitment. Marriage is not a feeling, it's a commitment. There's a reason why you exchange vows. Listen, let me say this. If you've gotten divorced, I'm not trying to jump on your head or anything. But I'm saying this for a reason, because it is indicative, it is a sign of the committedness level of this generation. Worldwide divorce rates are past 60%. No committedness, no staying power. Are you following what I'm saying? They buy the dresses, they send out the invitations, they rent the cars, they rent the hall, but weddings have become no more than expensive dates. Some of them, it doesn't take a year. They don't wait a year before they start talking about, this is not working out. This is not what I thought it was going to be. What do you mean it's not working out? This is not a date. This is a commitment. You exchanged vows before God and to one another. Are you following what I'm saying? This is not a trial run. You committed. You can't try love. You must commit to love. That's why Paul says, be rooted and established in love. Love is not a feeling, it's a commitment. Marriage is not a feeling, it's a commitment. That's why you stand up here and you exchange vows. It is a commitment. You took the feelings to a commitment level. God have mercy on me. Are you following what I'm saying to you? It is a commitment you made. If you don't feel it, you're not going to always feel it. You have to commit to it. Are you following what I'm saying to you? We're so preoccupied with romance. Nothing wrong with romance. You can have romance, but romance is not a marriage. A marriage is commitment. Let me tell you something, women, especially young women. If a man says, I love you, and it's okay, we don't have to go through all of that to have sex, don't listen to them. If they're not willing to commit to you, they don't love you, they lust you.